Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are no shortcuts in life. Those who are opting for shortcuts, they are cut short. Everything has to go systematically, methodically. If there is a bud, a rose flower bud, we have to wait. No, but I am in a hurry. I want to see how the flower looks like. Then I will use my terrible nails and start forcibly opening those petals of the bud. What will be the net result? The bud will be destroyed. It will never become a flower and never any fragrance will come out of it. See. Therefore, never think some magic thing should happen and suddenly I get realized. No. It has to go step by step. See. And for that purpose, we are told about meditation or yoga. Yoga has got 7 steps we have to go through. Then only we go beyond and come to discover our essential nature. Those steps are, I am telling you 7 steps, not 8. It's called as Ashtanga Yoga, 8 limbs. So what are the 7 steps? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan. 7 of them. Then Samadhi, then comes meditation. So, meditation or Samadhi is the last step. But you must have seen youngsters when they are climbing the steps, like here there are beautiful steps. If you climb step by step, you won't fall. But youngsters, when they come running or going down, they will jump, skip 2-3 steps. And then they will fall and go back to the square one. In the same manner, there is no way that we can bypass this Yama Niyama. Yama Sadhana, now let us know why this is done. What is the prayojan? What is the purpose? This purpose, prayojan, or the moral of the story. Why certain things are told. For example, you all know this. Early to bed and early to rise is the way to be healthy, wealthy and wise. Now why this is told? Is it that the scriptures don't like us to sleep? Is it because the old people don't have worry to get up early morning because the whole night they were awake? Why this is told? Is it for torturing us? See? And once we know why this is told, then it will start happening in our life. Then we don't have to struggle. See? So we are told when you go early to bed, then what will happen? You will be naturally weaned away from the unwanted preoccupation in the late night horrible movies. How much care we take about every useless thing in life, our house, paintings, then fencing, and then the gate, and electric points, and furniture. Nothing wrong, very good. How much care we take about our clothing, they should be matching. How much care we take about the food, it should be organic food. We should not eat non-organic food. as if there is any inorganic food in this world. Everything is organic. See? Nothing wrong, do that. But what care we have taken about the food that we give to our mind. If bad food destroys our physical health, the bad food for the mind destroys our mental health. And what is the way? Don't keep awake late at night. Then you will start seeing all rubbish on the TV or internet. See? And then you get up naturally, your sleep will be over. So you get up early in the morning. Now when you get up early in the morning, again, how do you start your day? Like we start our day, we come out of the sleep but never come out of the bed. So first we keep on sleeping on the back, then the back starts paining, then we come on the side, the left side starts paining, we come on the right side, right starts paining, and then we come on the stomach, and then there is a pressure develop, and then naturally we get up to answer nature's call. So with great difficulty we push ourselves out of the bed. Is this life? See? Those people who are running the 100-meter race or 1000-meter race, they are standing at the start point. How they are standing there? Not standing like a spring. They are full of inspiration. The moment the signal goes, they don't run. They shoot like a bullet. If I had to stand along with them, and when the signal will go, I'll hold on my lungi. By the time, everybody has reached already. Exactly this is our case. We somehow begin the day and somehow drag through the day. Is this life? See, friends, if we understand this basic principle, we must begin in an inspired mode. Inspiration is our own inner strength. Motivation is borrowed from somebody. See, there are motivational talks. Like we are here for the retreat. So, after the retreat is over, then tomorrow, okay, I'll start in the morning meditation. And I think we will wait for the next year's retreat. Our motivation disappears. Inspiration is always maintained. So, what is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is, whatever is told, it is not for punishing us. See? An example I will tell you, there is one mother somewhere, probably in Australia. She has told her son, wherever he is sitting, in the toilet he sits, on the door, she has kept all the tables. 1 vanja, 1 2 2 ja, 1 3 ja, like that. And then half 1 ja, half 2 ja, 1, half 3 ja, 1 and half 4 ja, 2, like that tables. Then the third table, 0.375 tables. Then 1.25 tables. Then 1.5 tables. And it was compulsory for him to read there and every day do that practice. So when he's sitting there and he has to do it loudly, mommy is listening. She was very strict. And he did it. Thereafter, the teacher in the class used to tell him, you will not talk a word, okay? Because by the time the teacher asks a question, his answer is ready. Everything he knows. See, friends, therefore, we have to begin our day in an inspired mode. And when you live with inspiration, you will not talk about difficulties. Those people who talk about difficulties in life, they have not understood the moral of the story. Why we should begin our day in an inspired mode. See? Once I was seeing this Olympic, and athletes were running. There was one old lady with whom I was sitting in a village. And I said, Mama, see, we'll see these athletes, they are very good. And she doesn't know anything, absolutely from deep villages. So those girls were running the hurdle race. When they are running, there is obstacle in between. They have to jump like a deer, again run, again jump like a deer, and then. So this lady told me, Swamiji, why they are troubling those sweet girls? Remove all those obstacles, let them run. Now see, for that old lady, those were obstacles, problems, is it not? Those girls have chosen them as challenge. An inspired person doesn't complain, doesn't take life as a problem. He takes life as a challenge. And when we take something as a challenge, then the best in us comes out. And when we take anything as a problem, then we find also excuses. See, actually, I wanted to get up in the morning, but last night I came very late and blah, 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 blah. See, friends, therefore, the real spiritual practice begins first, yama sadhana. Yama sadhana is, let us not take world as a problem, take it as a challenge. Then we remain inspired. See? And for that there are 5 principles told. The ahimsa, satya, asteya, aparigraha, brahmacharya. See? So these 5 principles tell. First principle, if we follow, the 4 will automatically come without any efforts. Ahimsa. Let us be non-violent. Physically, through words and through thoughts. See, a person who is happy, cheerful, he will never destroy anything in life. One day, when I saw these flowers, I remembered one thing. I was staying in some place and I had a very beautiful garden around my villa, and there were very big rose flowers. So one day one lady came from somewhere to meet me, and she plucked one flower, came inside, and she said, Swamiji, I love flowers, therefore I brought it for you. I said, you have stolen that flower from my garden. I know that flower. No, I love flowers, therefore I brought for you. I said, please don't love me. Why? You'll pluck me and give to somebody. I love Swamiji. See, friends, happiness is not a destructive force. And when you are happy, you are practicing ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Just imagine, I go to my girlfriend, the only girlfriend, and I tell her, honey, darling, I am so happy today, I tell you, I just want to cut you into small pieces. Will it ever happen? See, therefore, yama sadhana, first principle is this. When we conduct ourselves with the world, always be in a happy mode. If somebody asks, how are you? Sit down, I tell you. and start your tragedy. Don't share your miseries. Everybody is self-sufficient. No, I want to distribute my miseries. No need. And anything which you repeat again and again, it gathers a status of reality. Refuse to be miserable. That is the definition of yoga. See, Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna defines what is yoga. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannitam sa nishchayena yoktavyaha yoga anirvinna chetasa. When the miseries come in our life, we refuse to be miserable. That is called as yoga. Not twisting the body. That is acrobatics. See? Therefore, this is the first step in the yoga. Whenever we conduct ourselves with anybody, anywhere, we must be in a cheerful, good mood. And when you are in that good mood, you don't take anything seriously. Do we like somebody all the time serious and all that? We don't like. We like somebody who is cheerful, happy, relaxed. See? One day, one young boy, he met me on Singapore airport, if I remember correctly. And he said, Swamiji, I am your fan. I have been listening you always on YouTube. I have got a question. Whenever people see me, they remember questions. I think I am a questionable personality. And they are doubtfuls. Constantly. So he said, I got a question. I want to ask you. I said, before you ask me a question, I want to ask you a question. He said, yes. I said, are you married? He said, no, my face is like that. Married person's face can be seen even by a blind person. In England, I think near Heathrow, there was one retreat center like this. Many years before, we had a retreat there, and all Britishers came, not a single Indian. And after our break, 1 or 2 sessions, then one elderly person asked me this question. Mr. Swami, I said, yes, sir. You are not married. I kept quiet. He said, you Indian Swamis don't get married. Again I kept quiet. Then he said, after all, happiness is not everything in life. Because that day I realized world is divided into 2. Those who are married and those who are happy. With this mode, when you conduct yourself in the world, you have practiced non-violence. See, a happy person cannot be a destructive force. And to be happy, don't find out a reason. Let us learn to be happy over silly things. Our question is very different. When, suppose I ask Ashwin Bhai, how come you are happy today? That means it is a rare thing. If he is miserable, we will not ask him a question. Because always like that, forget about it. Someday he is happy. So we have to find out a reason to be happy. Be unreasonably happy. There is no reason required to be happy. See, friends. So like we find out a reason to be miserable, find out a reason to be happy. We are practicing yoga. I am not making the things complicated. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya. Oh God, all bullet, tack, 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 nothing has gone in. then the world will not be a big issue for us. See? The world comes to us in two ways. Either the things come to us, or the beings come to us. Things come to us in the form of the complementary opposites. Sometimes good weather, sometimes bad weather. Sometimes hot, sometimes cold. Sometimes good food, sometimes bad food. This is how the world is. You cannot get anything singular. Everything in this world is born twins. Joy, sorrows. Gain, loss. Friend, enemy. Tall, short. Wise, otherwise. This is how the world is. But we want only good things to happen. We suffer. So what is to be done? Know through this wisdom. Sometime good, sometime bad, it happens. That's it. Do we complain that there is a day and there is a night and then again day, there is again night? No. We adjust ourselves. The real spiritual practice begins when we learn the art of adjusting, accommodating ourselves in a given situation. Like, be attentive, like the water adjusts in every pot. Let it be a petri dish, water is comfortable. Let it be a test tube, water is comfortable. Let it be a capillary tube, water is comfortable. Contrary to that, take the ice cube. Keep anywhere. Everywhere uncomfortable. That is what I told. Spiritual practice means not becoming someone extraordinary, but ordinary. Water with the extra factor is ice. And the extra factor is that it has got a shape. Water doesn't have a shape. Ordinary. See? In this manner, when we interact with the worldly situations, we are practicing yoga. Then the people come in our life, beings. People also come in two ways. Some of them will respect us, some of them will disrespect us. So when they are respecting us, we don't have to climb on the tree. And when somebody disrespects us, we don't have to feel bad about it. This is how the world is. Now in both the cases, our attention should be on the peace and equanimity of our mind. Do not play with the peace of your mind. That is the most valuable commodity in the whole world. Our peace of mind. See. Then comes the next step, the niyam sadhana. Yama niyam, second step. Now niyama is the self-discipline. All of us suffer maximum because of ourselves, not because of others. So what we do? We go to some other place all alone. Wherever you go, there you are. You can go away from your wife, you can go away from your in-laws, okay. But where will you run away from yourself? See? And therefore, the next sadhana that is told is again, we have to start working on our mind. See? So first, we have to accept this principle. Working on the mind is the beginning of the yoga. So we come now to niyam. And what is the niyam? There are again 5 principles are told. Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaswadhyaya, Ishvara, Pranidhanani. niyama. Shaucha, external cleanliness and inner purity. Many times we have got this simple, rather stupid thing. Simple living and high thinking. It is actually shabby living and stupid thinking. See, how we dress and how we address tells the quality of our life. See, friends, whenever we go anywhere, we must be neatly, perfectly dressed. Shaucha, external, and internal purity of mind. These two things come together, we have started working on the mind. Then, second principle is santosha, is contentment. Contentment means we accept the world as it is. We don't want any improvement anywhere. No expectation of any kind. Contentment. These two things put together will keep our mind at peace. Now to substantiate this peaceful state of the mind, the teacher tells us tapas. Tapas is austerities, and they are practiced for two things. Number one, we have to discover freedom from everything and every being. See, for example, the worst part is the food. Like wherever I go around the world, some people ask, Swamiji, you go and stay with so many people. Okay, Indians, we understand that they will give you vegetarian food. But when you go and stay with the non-Indians, like Brazilians or Argentinians or Britishers or Scandinavians, Chinese, Koreans, Japanese, what kind of food do you eat there and how can you manage? So my reply to them is, I don't go there to eat. Eating is necessary, but that is not the main criteria of going. See, friends, therefore we have to learn this thing, that we imagine I cannot live without this. This is the wrong notion. This one technique I had tried number of times on me. Sometime I will give up. Let us take sugar for 2 years. Initially when you give up, the mind and the tongue will start. No, I can take little bit, not much. No means no. And after a few days you have become at home, no problem. So our notion that I cannot live without a particular thing is wrong. Discover that freedom. See, second meaning of the tapas is that we lack many a time self-confidence. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can wake up in the morning. Why you cannot? See, even the birds wake up, animals wake up. Why can't you do it? And once you are committed to that, I will, you will see what a joy it is. One example I'll tell you, one of my friend, old man, he spoke to me and he said, Swamiji, I have given up smoking. And he told such a cheerful, happy way. He was smoking for 60 years, 60. He was 80 when he told me this. So 60 years he has been smoking. That gave him joy or not, we don't know. But when he gave up smoking, as if I have achieved something great, we all lack self-confidence. Tapas is a technique by which we have to discover self-confidence. Why we cannot? We can. And for that, take this as a challenge. Stop talking to yourself. No, it's not possible. Then go to hell. Why not possible? Don't give up. And start slowly. Like a child learns how to walk. The child doesn't start running right in the first moment. He doesn't give up. Imagine a child started walking and first step he fell down. And therefore he gave up. I don't think I can walk. Will he be able to walk ever in life? So as the child doesn't give up, you also don't give up. Then start with a small dose for 10 seconds. Don't talk to yourself. If we can do 10 seconds, we can do 10 minutes. It's not difficult. This is tapasya. Not standing on one leg. See? Or starving. No, that is not tapasya. We have to discover self-confidence. And anything by which we can develop and discover self-confidence, that is tapasya, that is niyam. Tapasya is not for torturing yourself. Tapas, then swadhyaya. As we should have healthy food for the body, we also must have healthy food for the mind. And healthy food for the mind is study of Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, etc. See, Gita, Upanishad, they address a human being. They are not addressing a particular cult, a particular religion. No. Nowhere in Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, it is mentioned it is meant for the Hindus or like. No, it's for everyone. Like the science is for everyone. The yoga that is practiced. Is it the yoga is only for the Indians? No. Yoga could be for anybody. Once I was in New Zealand. For the first time I was staying with my friend. So they didn't know me, I didn't know them. So they kept some books near my table, near my bed. Maybe I like to read before going to sleep. So I lay down and saw what books is, and suddenly one book caught my eyes. Doga. I said, what is it, Doga? I took that book. And it was Yoga for Dogs. So how the dog does like this in the morning, Surya Namaskar. Oh. And then he does the 3 times Omkar chanting. Oh. See, friends. So like yoga is meant for every human being in the same manner to work on our mind, to work on our abilities, to work on the hidden, dormant potentialities, to invoke them is universal. See, friends, it is so important. Tapaswadhyaya. And here we are given appropriate knowledge. Knowledge about ourselves, what we are. Knowledge about what the world is. Knowledge about who the God is above the clouds. And knowledge about what is the status of this world, this I, and the God. See, this inquiry is not conducted in any book because crowds cannot be controlled by wisdom. Wisdom is not for every Tom, Dick and Harry. Crowds are controlled by 2 remote control buttons. One is guilt. Second is fear. Guilt. Oh, you have done that. Now oh, God will punish you. You will have to go to hell. A guilty person is controlled remote way. See? And fear, you will go to hell. If you don't believe me, you will go to hell. See, friends, therefore, Swadhyaya, study, and then you find out that the truth is common. Let it be anything or any being. The divine principle is common. Let it be a stone, let it be a tree, let it be an animal, or let it be a human being. All of them are supported by the same reality. Although everything is supported, the reality doesn't become divided, it remains the same. See, friends, Swadhyaya. The second meaning of Swadhyaya is, let us start working on our mind. First of all, we have to recognize, when we talk, many people ask this question, my mind is very disturbed. Please define a disturbed mind. What do you mean by disturbed mind? That also we are not very clear. Mind disturbed is disturbed. No, you can't. And when you inquire, you come to know. Disturbed mind is that mind which runs in three parameters, uncontrolled. One parameter is time, second parameter is place, third parameter is objects or the persons. Like we are here, today, time. But immediately the mind goes back. Remember 2 years before we came over here and it was raining, but today, see, mind started running in the past. Or we are here, beautiful place, instead of remaining here, we go. I remember I went to Norway and there it was such a beautiful scenario, the ocean and a huge mountain like a wall, and near the ocean it was greenery, then there was barren area, then on the top there was the ice caps, it was so beautiful. Now you are here, remain here. Why go there? We are here at this age, instead of enjoying the present. During our childhood, this was not the, who asked you? And the net result is, we are unable to enjoy the present. See, so when we say mind is disturbed, what does it mean? The mind is running in time, space and objects. So we have to consciously halt this running of the mind in time, space and object. And for that we have to know further. Running of the mind is only by thoughts. And thoughts have got again three aspects. One is frequency of thoughts per second, like frequency of waves per second. How many waves come on the ocean? When it is high tide, too many waves. When it is too much of a wind blowing mad, too many waves. When it is calm and quiet, less waves. Similarly, the frequency of thoughts that erupt in our mind per second. Then, second, the direction of the thoughts. In which direction the thoughts are going. See? And third, the quality of thoughts. So control of mind means what therefore? Control of mind therefore means, first of all, we have to reduce the frequency of thoughts eruptions per second. See friends. Second thing, frequency of thoughts can be reduced per second only if the quality of thoughts is good. And to improve the quality of thoughts, we have to change the direction of the thoughts. From the dogward, we have to go to Godward. See, this is the meaning of Swadhyaya. So, tapasvadhyaya, then Ishvara pranidhanani. Whenever we are practicing yoga or karma or tapasya, austerities, unknowingly we develop a very strong I. I am not like others, waking up late in the morning, 10 o'clock. Oh, I wake up at 9:45. Holier than thou. I am not like others eating non-vegetarian, dead animals. I eat fried chicken. Friends, this kind of I becomes so pernicious. If somebody is lazy, he can give up laziness and improve. If somebody is workaholic, he can give up work and become cool. But if somebody is getting up early in the morning, doing yoga, doing pranayam, going to the temple, chanting the Lord's name, giving the things in charity, now he has come to a cul-de-sac. Now he can't improve further. Then comparison begins. I am not like others. In our house, we don't allow anything to enter. Only the air enters. Here we have to protect ourselves. And therefore, all this we do, but we must remember, we are able to do all this by the divine grace. When the divine grace is brought into picture, our I becomes subordinate. See? Like we are all here. Do you think it is our individual effort that we are here? It's a totality. One of my very good friend from UK, he asked me to join the Kumbh Mela in India, which comes once in 144 years. So everybody can get only one Kumbh Mela by luck in one's lifetime. So it was that time. So he told me, Swamiji, I am coming, you also come. I said, okay, I'll come. And I went there. He also flew from London to Delhi, and from Delhi he was supposed to take the next flight. But in Delhi he got a message from his daughter that mom is admitted in ICU and it is a very critical condition. So he again went to the airlines and told, this is what has come, so I have to go back. Kindly book me immediately in the next flight. I cannot wait. And he went. He planned. But we can't do anything in this life unless there is a final authentication by the divine will. Therefore, put your effort sincerely. But we also must know that divine will is the final sanctioning authority. But ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. But we have that arrogance. I have done this, I have done that thing. We can't even control our sneezing. You know, sometimes it happens, we feel sneeze is coming. And everybody also does kumbha, holds breath. And the sneezing doesn't come. And then, hey. What can we control in our life? Therefore, to remove this arrogance of self-discipline, arrogance of perfection, we should be perfect, but our perfection should not bring arrogance to us. Such people who are perfectionists, they expect perfection from the world. It will never happen. Net result is, they are perfectionists, therefore they are perfectly miserable. They cannot be ordinary miserable. We people are ठीक, it's okay, and forget about it. But perfectly miserable person, he will drag that perfection for long, long time. See, friends, this is the niyam sadhana. When these two things are practiced in life, now you are available to yourself. Neither the world disturbs you, nor you are a problem to yourself. See? Then comes the third step called as asana. And the most misunderstood thing in yoga is this asana. If you read the original text, Patanjali Yoga Darshan, their asana is defined as sthira sukham asanam. Sthira sukham means steady bliss. You are effortlessly, perpetually happy. Nowhere it is mentioned, do this asana, do that asana. Nowhere it is mentioned. And there are only two sutras for the asana. One is Sthira Sukham Asanam and second is Prayatna Shaitilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. If these asanas were really important, it would have formed a bulk of the text in that Patanjali Yoga Darshan. First, it is wrongly understood. Second, it is wrongly emphasized. See, friends, the reason is we are so much body oriented that asana has become a health concern. Do asana and be healthy. We'll see those who are body oriented, all the time they talk only about these two things, health and longevity. What will you do by remaining healthy? Now we are all healthy. So what? Problem for others. Those who are not healthy, they are busy with their own unhealthy condition. Therefore they don't bother others. Those who are healthy, they are a problem for the world. Have you seen any terrorist going with his gun and holding in the hand and suddenly it is, hey, please hold for a moment, I got a back pain. No. Therefore, health cannot be the only thing that yoga is offering. Then what is said there? Sthira Sukham. We have to practice this. Be happy by being happy. Don't justify you are miserable. One lady scolded me once after my lecture. She came and virtually caught my collar. That's why I don't have collar. And she said, what is this for you all the time? Tell, be happy, and you are teasing us? Get married and show? Be happy. So if you justify that you are miserable, even God cannot help you. Don't justify. So, sthira sukham. Be attentive. You can be steadily happy only if you are effortless. Wherever there are efforts, we are not normal. When we are not normal and put efforts, we get tired. For example, those who are hard of hearing, so they have to put more efforts to listen than those who are normal in their hearing. So such people who have to put lot of efforts to hear or listen, they get tired quickly. And when they get tired, then in no time, they don't want to waste the time, so they go to sleep. Then this talk becomes like a lullaby for them and go to sleep. Such people, when the satsang is over, they are the first to get up and come and tell, Swamiji, you are awesome, it's so lovely. What did I talk? Nothing was heard. Now why that person got tired? Because he has put efforts. Let our life be effortlessly relaxed, cheerful. See, this example also I told in number of my talks. It's a very potent example. This happened in England. One British lady, she took me from the airport to the church where my talks were there. For some reason we were delayed by 1 hour. So I thought all the Britishers must have gone home, but they were all waiting. So I had no choice. So after flying for about 9 hours, then about 4 hours drive, I went there. And when they were all sitting, I can't say I will not talk. Immediately, even without going to the bathroom, I have started to talk, finish 1.5 hour. And then we had tea, coffee. And there I went to my hostess house. We had the dinner. And thereafter I was watching one documentary on Tibet, BBC documentary, very good one. I was watching that. When that was going on, this Amma told me, Swamiji, go and sleep now. I said, look here, don't dictate me, I'll do whatever I want. I am not your baby. I may call you Amma. No, not that way, Swamiji. You must be tired and therefore I said, no, I am not tired, you go. No, I will not go. I want to be like you. How come you are not tired? I said, you want to be like me? First, you cannot be like me. Why? I said, no beard. Length of the beard is directly proportionate to the depth of the wisdom. Half beard, doubtful wisdom. No beard. So you cannot be wise. No, Swami, please tell, don't make joke. I said, listen, your whole life is a struggle. You are struggling to prove something to someone. Are we not doing this? Husband tries to prove to the wife, I love you. So every time he comes, he forgets one day, I love you, gone. That day you don't get dinner. Every day you have to take a fool for the fool. Fool means a flower. If you don't, today you didn't bring flower for, I think you are forgotten. Show me your phone. Whose WhatsApp you have got? See, friends, never struggle to prove anything to anybody. Be yourself. If your conscience is pure, you don't require to prove anything to anybody. In that struggle, we get tired in life. As the waves on the ocean are coming effortlessly. Therefore, there is neither a success when the waves are more. There is never a failure when the waves are not. So what is the meaning of effortlessness? We are not struggling to prove anything to anybody. Be yourself. See, friends, Prayatna Chaitanya. Second thing, we struggle to justify. About the justification, I tell you how we create unnecessarily tension in our life. Once we are going somewhere in Mumbai for a lecture, and because of the railway crossing, the gate was closed. So we have to wait till the gate opens. It became 20 minutes late. So when we reached the site of our lectures, my friend who was driving, he said, Swamiji, I will go and announce that because of this thing. I said, did anybody come and ask you why you are late? He said, no. I said, the second thing, you are giving lecture or I am giving lecture? Sorry, you are giving lecture. Then why don't you keep your mouth shut? Sit down. He said, lecture was over. I pulled 20 minutes further. What was it? Delayed. After everything was over, then I asked him, did anybody ask why we are late? See, try these two things. We don't have to prove anything to anybody. Don't go on justifying the things. You will remain at peace. And when you are at peace, you are happy. Bhagavan says this thing in Bhagavad Gita, Nasti buddhihi ayuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shanti, ashantasya kutas sukham. He who doesn't have this knack of making himself or herself available for anything 100%, he can never understand. Why we don't understand is because our mind goes here and there in between. Like sometimes it happens, we are sitting and hearing is happening but we are not listening. And then in between some joke happens and everybody laughs and we have not heard that joke or we have not listened to joke. So we are worried, hey, what happened? And then the second person tells, this was the joke. And then this one fool laughs. What is the reason? We are not available 100%. See, we should never do the same thing twice. In one go, it must be done. See? In one go. If you have to write a letter, in one go, letter should be finished. If you have to write a draft, in one go, draft should be clear. If you have to prepare some vegetable, in one go it should be done. Keep on adding this in. No. Anything we do is possible only if we are fully integrated. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya. Then nachayuktasya bhavana. Bhavana is insist that you are divine. You are happy. Don't tell others. It should be within us. See? And when we thus start remaining absolutely at peace in the din and roar of this battle of life, it is immediately recognized that you are undisturbed. Sleepiness and undisturbed state, they are distinctly recognized. Mind gathers three qualities. Mind is at peace, mind is alert, and mind is vigilant. Such a mind which is not at peace, how can that person be happy? Therefore, sthira sukham asanam. The real meaning of asana is this. Difficulties come in everybody's life. Who doesn't have difficulties? Even electric post has got difficulty. In the morning, these ammas take their useless dog out for outing, and that dog doesn't want to go and do everywhere. He is searching for his electric post. Take me there, take me there. And when he goes nearer to that electric post, then the post starts thinking, oh God, he has again come in the morning itself. And then the dog will do Atma Pradakshina and then Sashtanga Dandavan, and thereafter Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Who doesn't have difficulties? Everybody has. Therefore, the real spiritual practice according to Yoga Shastra is not this twisting the body. Keep your body healthy, no doubt about it. But that cannot be the goal. We have to straighten the mind, not twist the body. This is what yoga means. Sthira Sukham Asanam. Up to here is one part of the meaning of yoga abhyas, the practice of yoga. The second part begins from the pranayam. And in this pranayam, again, what is the purpose? Why we are doing pranayam? Is it only pumping the air inside, outside, or what? What is achieved through pranayam? And how it can be stabilized in life? How it can help us grow further spiritually? This portion we will take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.